Paperboy News, man, they saying Big U might have made a bad decision. He might need to U-turn. Saying allegedly Big U put a ticket on inmates in the federal penitentiary that are alleged witnesses against him in this federal RICO indictment. That all being said, man, you know that Whack 100 has been all over our Instagram space, YouTube space, and these metaverse streets, telling us that Future was chased through the airport by him under no direction of Big U, under no direction of Trick, under no direction of anyone outside of his own, you know, 1-2 step like Sierra and his own doings and dealings. With that all being said, Big U has been charged criminally with an indictment from the federal government of allegedly putting a ticket on 2 inmates in the county jail, or in the federal jail. Let's get into it. Let's go.
Paperboy News here to deliver y'all that daily report. Knowing Big U was free, he said this time and time again on every single one of his interviews that he caused so much destruction in this community when he was actively gangbanging for the rolling 60s that now that he changed his life, he's trying to rewrite his wrongs by rebuilding the community that he once destroyed, but trying to do all of these after-school programs in his local ghetto community to keep the kids off the streets. Now Big U
really isn't a bad. If you cause destruction and terror in your own community, and now you want to clean up that same community you helped destroy, I think that's nothing wrong with that.
Facing life in prison, and he's been locked up in the feds for a little over a year now, and I guess he ain't trying to spend no more days in prison, and he's trying to get out ASAP. But according to this new evidence, he gonna spend the rest of his life in prison. So let's get straight into it. Ever since Big U's been locked up, we never heard or seen from him. But according to the feds, the reason why is because prosecutors said that he was trying to take the key witnesses out, and they don't mean go on a date.
And new at 4, the feds have brought new charges against a man known as...
Imagine if he was trying to take them for coffee and ice cream.
Big U. He's accused of running a criminal enterprise in South LA while collecting millions of dollars in anti-gang money.
Now, when you pair it all together, and you said this man was collecting millions of dollars in anti-gang money, and then all this led to him, you know, getting into the situation where he's now putting tickets to somebody, it does make it seem like he does have the government is trying to make it seem like he does have the financial capability of doing these things. Now, whether they're true or not, these are all allegations. None of this is proven to be true, but you see that they're doing their best to paint a certain image of this man. They're trying to make him look a certain type of way. They're trying to paint his image in a certain type of light. They want to make sure that you don't feel his campaign at all. You know, they're definitely making sure he loses the court of public opinion before he ever sees a judge and a jury. And we do know that the court of public opinion does have a lot to say. It has a lot to do with jury selection in the jury pool. So it might not matter now, but in the next year or so, when people have to sit in front of him and judge him off what they know about him or know about the case, all these kind of things will be lingering in the back of these people's minds.
Gene Henley Jr. has been in federal custody for more than a year now, and prosecutors at this point say he tried to have a witness taken out.
Now, according to the news, while Big U was locked up, he tried to find any inmate to pay him off to basically silence the witness. Now, it's crazy because the news basically said that Big U's full of BS. And all that money the government paid him for all his gang prevention programs, Big U kept all that money. And I guess he finally tried to spend some, according to prosecutors, while trying to analyze some of the key witnesses.
Well, federal prosecutors
using federal money to analyze witnesses is sick.
Prosecutors say this was a plot hatched from inside jail, where they say Henley was trying to pay other inmates to go after and attack a key witness. This allegedly happened last month while Henley was awaiting trial on conspiracy, racketeering, and fraud charges.
Now, according to investigators, all that money that Big...
Notice they didn't mention unalivement. So a lot of dudes bring up that Rashawn Williams situation. A lot of dudes bring up the Rashawn Williams, 1-2 step like Sierra. But as the news is telling us about it, you don't hear any charges for unalivement. You don't hear any of those charges being mentioned. So it's safe to say that he's probably not being charged with that, whereas most people want him to be charged with it. But just because you want him to be charged with it doesn't mean it's actually what's going on.
U got donated to fund his programs. Big U said F the program and started funding himself. And the feds went so far as to say that even though Big U tried to pretend that he was trying to create gang prevention in LA, in all actuality, he was still shot calling for the rolling 60s.
This is Eugene Henley Jr. in a sketch from one of his initial appearances in federal court after he was arrested last year. Part of the initial case accused him of diverting hoarding public and donor money from his gang intervention programs and enriching himself. The feds say while he carried himself as a reformed gang leader working to prevent violence, in reality, he was still a shot caller on the streets, running a large criminal organization.
Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, when the feds and the white folks is on you, they trying to put you away for a lifetime. And this guy went so far as to say that Big U started Big U Enterprise, which is a mafia-like organization. Like, what the? That he said Big U used his stature as well as his rank in the roller 60s to intimidate people and businesses in their community.
Mr. Henley operated Big U Enterprises, a mafia-like organization.
Now that mixed with Whack 100 chasing Future through the airport, crazy.
That utilized Mr. Henley's stature and long-standing association with the Crips criminal street gang and other gangs here in Los Angeles to intimidate businesses and individuals in our communities.
Now, if you guys followed Christopher Lovejoy in the beginning, him and Big U was close homies, but then when they had their fallout, 600 referred to Big U as Big Useless and Big Dummy, because he ain't the brightest crayon in the crown box. Now, on top of all the charges that Big U's already...
Do you want your crayons in your crayon box being bright?
Face it.
Wouldn't it be not the most colorful crayon in the box? I guess would be a better. Never mind.
Some inmates came forward and basically said that Big U tried to pay him off to unalive the witnesses. Then what's crazier is they also tried to hit Big U with pimping charges. Now, a while ago, when Christopher Lovejoy and Brick Baby was still cool, 600 claims that Brick Baby told him that Big U got his own RICO, and years later, look at what happened. Now, damn, Channel 4 News is trying to paint the picture of Big U.
Yeah, that is crazy because they have been saying that and then it happened. That is wild.
Was a monster, because they basically saying that he was not only a pimp, but he was a murderer, and they used taxpayers' money to basically fund him, and he used that money to fund his crime organization, which is the Rolling 60s. Now, I don't know what the future holds for Big U, but by the way the people is bashing him on the internet, as well as the news reporters, it ain't looking good. But now that you guys heard the content, y'all
yeah, public opinion is for sure trying to get that man out of here.
like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in that comment section. Paperboy Newsstand. Y'all be safe and stay dangerous out there. Gone.
Now, 17 months after that arrest, the feds have brought new charges, alleging that Henley hatched a plot from behind bars to take out a witness against him. A superseding indictment unsealed today says on June 10th, last month, Henley offered to pay 2 inmates to kill or harm victim 1 in order to prevent that person from testifying. There are other new charges that allege Henley was involved in moving women across state lines for prostitution in 2022 and 2023, and that he filed a fraudulent application for a COVID-19 disaster loan. Henley's organizations received millions of dollars in public money to run anti-gang programs in South Los Angeles, much of it funneled through the mayor's office and its gang reduction and youth development program. Henley's defense lawyer says his client maintains his innocence and plans to fight all of these charges in court. I'm investigative reporter Eric Leonard, NBC4 News.
Now, with that all being said, man, it's going to be a long road for Big U. It's going to get even trickier because it's just now getting started. You see that Whack has already tried to jump in front of the situation where he's saying that he chased Future through the airport. Now you got this flu flammery, skullduggery, and larceny. It's a lot, bro. It's just a lot, man. So with that all being said, man, you want to make sure that you're just paying attention to what's going on in these YouTube streets. Y'all know it's red dots to the left. You know the rest. Say a prayer and be blessed. We gone.